got a long distance call from Carolina. Said there's big things a-happening in the hills. They're developing a lookout mountain just so I can get away from city ills. Wouldn't I like to invest in the future? Wouldn't I really like to settle down in a rustic cottage in the mountains, far from the confusions of a town? Well, they are selling quarter-acre home sites. Nothing down, no payment for a year. If I want the deluxe plan, I just send them 15 grand. I can be a full-fledged mountaineer. And I says, get your greedy hands off of my mountains. Go back to Miami or to hell, 'cause you're screwing up the hills of Carolina, the ones that I have known and loved so well. He says, does that mean you don't want in the project? Could you recommend uncles or some aunts? I says, if I could have it done, my friend, I'd call the Pentagon, have them drop an A-bomb in your pants. Then you'd never be able to have children. You'd be impotent and sterile. If I could, I would. I'd get rid of you for good, but the punishment would be just too mild. He says, now wouldn't you like to think it over? Then perhaps you'd sign on the dotted line. Then he had the gall to ask me to pay for the call while he rapes the hills of Caroline. Says, get your greedy hands off of my mountains. Go back to the animal shelter you came from, 'cause you're making of the hills of Carolina what the hills of California have become. He says, now wouldn't you like to think it over? Then perhaps you'd sign on the dotted line. Then he had the gall to ask me to pay for the call while he rapes the hills of Caroline. While he rapes the hills of Caroline.